Hey everyone, Katie Vinecourt here. Welcome to YouTube. So chances are, if you're viewing this video, you've either stumbled across one or both pages. So either you're on my page, The Clumsy Yogini, or our yoga studio page for Elemental Om underneath Pamela Quinn. Wherever you're at, I ask that if you enjoy the content that you're seeing here, maybe you like the video and leave some comments for us below. In addition to liking the videos, if you could please subscribe to our channels, it would mean a lot. The more subscribers that we get, the more the content can reach other people throughout the United States and throughout the world. And as most of you know, right now this is March 24th, 2020. So if you are watching this week, we are in quarantine right now for coronavirus. So I think it's really great to have these videos for all of us to do together to help raise our vibration as a collective and get our energetic levels up instead of kind of being down to the dumps from having to be stuck in the home. And then last, before we get started, as most of you know, unfortunately because of the coronavirus right now, both of my jobs were put on pause. So I do have some donation links for Venmo and PayPal. So if you feel inclined to donate to this class, I'll go ahead and post that in the video description below. And if not, no big deal at all. I understand these are hard times for everyone, and I want everyone to be able to enjoy this video, donation or not, but just know you do have that option if you enjoy the content. All right, that said, let's go ahead and get started. So today, March 24th, 2020, we have our new moon in Aries. So, new moon in Aries. Lots of fun things that we're going to be able to talk about here. So, astrology is something I've always been intrigued with, but it's something that I'm learning more about. And now that I have all this downtime, I can learn a little bit more. So, Aries is a fire sign, so it's all about taking action. And it's also the first sign in the zodiac. So if you think about it, it's kind of like a new year, new you type of feeling with this new moon energy today. So new moons are always about starting over and new beginnings, but this new moon in Aries specifically really heightens that ability. So if you've been lacking action over the last couple of months, you maybe had these goals, but you haven't been able to put them in place, now is a time to really take that action. And because we are stuck in quarantine, we have that extra time on our hands. Maybe some of us don't, but maybe some of us do. I personally have all the time in the world right now. So it's been really great for me personally, just to kind of get my creative juices flowing for my business and what I want to see it be accomplished and what I want to achieve. So now is a really great time, again, just to get those creative energy going. That's kind of that moon, that lunar, that feminine, and then that fiery aspect, the go-getter of the Aries sign. So Aries is the ram. So if you think about a ram, very like fire over towards you. And now is also a great time to make a 12-month plan. So maybe over the new year, things were maybe crazy after the holidays and you didn't get to settle down and make some New Year's resolutions. So now is kind of that time to recheck in, maybe some of those resolutions that we wanted to set that we didn't get to. Now's a perfect time. So making a 12-month plan for the year ahead, it could either be for yourself, it could be for you and your partner, the things that you want to achieve together. Maybe it's growing your relationship, maybe it's taking it to the next level, maybe it's going on vacation, maybe it's buying a house, anything that you want to do, just put that 12-month plan into process. It could be with your family. If you maybe have a family unit, you have young kids going around, what do you guys want to see be achieved for your family this year? Do you guys want to take some family vacations? Does maybe one of your kids want to go to a camp? Things like that. Or maybe for me, I'm an adult, so I don't live at home anymore. But family is super important to me, so making sure that I have that time and that flexibility to go back to visit my parents up in Northeast Ohio is really important to me. So prioritizing my family and making sure that I am continuing to connect with those relationships. And also if you have a plan for your business. So again, maybe you're an entrepreneur or a yogipreneur like I am. And now is the great time just to really get the business juices flowing. Again, we have all this time right now, especially in Ohio. We're on a 2-week lockdown. So if you're someone who's not working, or maybe you're working part-time, so you just have a little bit of extra time at home. Now's the time to start journaling, get your ideas going. I personally always have my little notebook around here. This is where I do all my class planning. And, you get the idea. You put your plan in place and you start to create a routine for yourself, create a schedule, and then everything just starts to manifest from there. So really this Aries new moon specifically is about really being bold and courageous. So channeling that fire energy, to go towards what you really want to create. And then have fun with it. So connect to that inner child. Think about what your inner child really wanted to do and maybe how you've shifted away from that. Of course, we all grow up and our things in our lives change, but what can we bring back from that inner child to really bring that joy and fulfillment into our life? You can always have a quarantine party online as well. So Aries is all about being social, having that connection with others. And unfortunately, right now, a lot of us are lacking connection. So you could do like a Zoom party or a Skype party, maybe have a book club with your friends if you guys all have the same book at home. For an example, tonight, it's my dad's 65th birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. And we're doing a cocktail hour on Zoom with all of our family and some of our friends. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but just some fun ways to connect if you can't get out of the house. And then let's see what else. Have a dance party at your house. Oh my gosh, you guys, all I do is just put on music and I'm just like, dancing. Now, I don't think I'm probably the best dancer, but I got the moves, and I try to move when I can. And just have fun with it. Like, who cares? You're at home, you're in quarantine, no big deal. And even if you're watching this video on the next new moon in Aries a year from now, and we're not in quarantine, still have a dance party. It's fun. It gets the juices flowing. And then a stone that you can use during the new moon in Aries, a celestiline, I believe it's called. So it's a nice blue cosmic kind of stone. When you think about the new moon versus the full moon, during the full moon, things can be just like really crazy. They always say, you know, the wolves are howling at the moon, people go insane during the full moon. So people really want to ground down, connect to the earth more during the full moon phase. But the new moon phase, like now, is really when we want to get the creative juices flowing. So really tap into our sacral chakra and our crown chakra, giving that imagination, that creativity, connecting to higher self, our spirit, the divine. And the celestiline is a great stone for that. It's going to bring you more up on the upper chakras instead of more of the grounding chakra. So really getting big and expansive. Think lots of space. Okay? So the new moon's kind of dark. It's like a void almost. So how do we want to fill that darkness? How do we want to fill that void? So bring space into the emptiness right now. Okay. And then also for me specifically, because my astrological sign, so I'm a Sagittarius sun, Aries ascending, and then a Cancer moon. So when you're looking at where the moon is in your chart, I believe you look underneath your ascending sign, and at least I think that's what I did, right? So right now I'm actually in the first house. So this new moon in Aries is especially really special for me because it's all about that 12-month plan. Now, I could be wrong. I'm still learning. And if you want to learn more about astrology, head over to Seeing Stars astrology page with Jennifer Barish. She's amazing, and she'll be able to tell you a lot more than I can because this is all kind of just research and new to me. But one of the oils that I'm using right now is Angelica because I am really in that creative, higher vibration, wanting to connect more flow. So Angelica, they call this the essential oils of the gods. So really a nice way to open up the higher chakras in the body. So, and then this moon also is about focusing on what you need and what you want. So whether that is making a makeover with yourself, just maybe going and doing your hair and putting on a nice outfit, which, you know, it's hard to not want to stay in your pajamas during quarantine. We get kind of a little bit lax, right? A little bit too relaxed. So it might be nice to go ahead and give yourself a makeover, make yourself feel special. Maybe get on a Skype call or a Zoom call or FaceTime with your friends or your significant other and just have a fun friend night like that and make yourself feel beautiful. It can also be a makeover of your business. What's not working in your business? What can we change? And it could just also be a makeover in your life in general. What do we need to let go of? What's holding us back from really achieving our goals? So that's kind of all about that Aries energy and what we need to do to go ahead and move forth with lots of strength, lots of courage, and lots of power. So, but remembering to always stay centered, always be humble. Sometimes that Aries energy can be really fiery. We tend to knock people down in the process of trying to get what we want. So always remembering to bring those aspects of loving kindness and so we're not bringing any of that negative karmic energy back into our life. We don't want that. And just some resources for you guys if you're interested in learning more about astrology. I always love to kind of just theme things around a little bit when I'm doing classes. So I use the Moonology Oracle cards to do a little bit of research, the Queen of Moon Oracle, and then the Moonology book here. So the Moonology book and the Moonology Oracle cards are both by Yasmin Bulland, and then the Queen of Moon Oracle is by Stacy DeMarco. So I'll show you the cards just so you can kind of see them. So this deck is specifically just about the phases of the moon. So if you see here, it says new moon, it says beginning. So think about what you want to begin during this process. And then the Moonology Oracle card book actually talks about the moon phases a little bit more in regard to what signs they're in. So this one says, new moon in Aries, time to take action. So just kind of what we talked about. Create an action plan. And I can't stress this enough. We have all this downtime right now, and I think a lot of times we get out of routine because we're so busy trying to keep up with the hustle and bustle of life and what's going on, and we get out of routine. So now is a really great time to create that routine so we can really manifest our goals and our desires and create the actions that we need to see these things manifest in what we want. And then my celestialine, if you're looking for some good crystals, Xanthia just opened up a crystal shop in our Elemental Ohm Montgomery space, so you can message her on Instagram. It's under Mystic Earth, and you can set up an appointment with her to go check out some stones once quarantine is over. And then I also smudge my space beforehand too. I usually like to use sage or Palo Santo. There's a couple of different herbs. Each herb represents something a little bit different. Right now I'm kind of in this cleaning, cleansing space, especially with it just becoming spring now. It's spring cleaning, like we're letting go or getting rid of all the stuff that we don't need anymore. So sage itself is really purifying. So I've been using this a lot just to kind of get rid of any unwanted energy, and it's actually good for, it's like an antibacterial effect almost in the house, or antiviral, I forget, but it's really good for cleansing and purifying the air as well. So I use sage today, but a lot of times I like to use Palo Santo just because I like the smell of Palo Santo a little bit more. So that's that. But we'll go ahead and get started with our flow today. So let's go ahead and head over to our mat. And you don't really need any props today. If you need anything, it'll be blocks, but don't worry about having a strap or a bolster. If you want them, any props that you like to use during your practice, you can always go ahead and grab those. Remember, this is your practice. I am just your guide, helping to lead you through it. So as we move throughout our flow today, if something's not feeling good to you, feel free to modify and come out of it and just relax as you need to, whatever pose you need. It will all be good. Okay, great. So today we're going to do a nice Aries new moon flow. So it's going to have that fiery energy of the Aries, but that nice cool, mellow aspect of the moon. So we'll start with a little bit more of a rigorous practice, almost like a yin to yin class kind of. So more restorative towards the end, but it'll be nice and active at the beginning, so we get that nice yin and the yang movement. And then we'll end with some alternate nostril breathing today. But we're going to go ahead and get started in child's pose with the knees about mat distance apart. So instead of the knees being together, getting that stretch through the spine, we want to open up the hips. So again, the hips are really big with the creativity and tie into that cool lunar aspect. So let's go ahead and come onto the mat. Bring the toes together, the knees mat distance, and start to extend the hands out in front, lowering the forehead down towards the mat, connecting to your third eye center. Now here is where you might maybe want to use some props. You could always put a block underneath the third eye if the third eye is hovering over the mat. If you have a blanket at home, maybe if you want to put a blanket underneath the knees, or if the glutes aren't exactly hitting the heels, you can put a blanket underneath there for support as well. But just go ahead and begin to settle into the mat, letting the shoulders soften, letting the jaw soften. And take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, part the lips, sigh it out. Nice deep breath in as you feel the belly rise and the chest expand. And exhale to release. Taking one more deep breath like this, in through the nose. As you exhale, release whatever it is no longer is serving you. And then coming into that natural rhythm of the breath, as you breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel the jaw soften and feel the belly soften with each breath. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. With each inhale, start to feel the belly rising up nice and big, pressing into the mat. As you exhale, feel the navel contract in towards the spine, feeling the breath become more relaxed and more calm. And then if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, you can start to begin to constrict the back of the throat on your exhales, just like you're fogging a mirror, but with the mouth closed. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you continue to focus on your breath, I want you to connect to that third eye center. So starting to check in with what goals, ideas, dreams, anything that you want to manifest that maybe you've had a challenging time manifesting over the last few months, or maybe even the last year, the last couple of years. Bringing that desire to your mind's eye and letting that desire fill your body. Notice the sensation it gives the body when you think about this goal that you would like to achieve. How does it make you feel? It probably makes you feel really excited, really happy, and it helps probably bring some joy into your life. Think about what would happen if you achieved this goal. Think about all that extra joy and happiness that you'll have flowing through your life, flowing through your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping that desire in your mind's eye, I want you to say to yourself, this is a time for new beginnings. So this is a time for new beginnings. I have energy, I have stamina, and I am courageous. I can achieve my dreams, and I can achieve my goals. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And as you continue to keep this thought in your mind's eye, think about how we can achieve this desire as we move throughout the next 12 months. And then as you inhale, we'll gently start to bring the knees together here. We're going to shift forward, coming into a cobra. So lengthening through the legs, dropping the pelvis down towards the mat, readjusting the hands as you need to. Let the shoulders draw down away from the ears. As you exhale, bring the hips towards the left side of the mat, coming back into child's pose and around over to the right. Shifting back to the left and over to the right. One more time in this direction. Just waking up the hips. As you inhale, pause back at that center line, opening up to the heart, and then exhale over to the right side. Inhale to center. And then exhale over to the right, coming up and around. One more time here. And as you inhale, shift back to center. Gaze comes up, shoulders are relaxed. And then on your next breath, start to walk the hands back towards the knees. Bring hands to heart center. Soften the gaze, close the eyes. Come back to that dream that you have. And then seal that dream into your heart center as you set the intention that you are going to manifest this desire, this dream, this goal throughout the next 12 months. Or creating a timeline, knowing that you'll achieve it. And we'll start our practice today by chanting Om. Om is the universal vibration of sound that connects all beings. We'll take one breath in and sigh it out. And the next breath for Om. Gently begin to blink the eyes open. We'll start to walk the hands out in front, shifting into our tabletop. I'm just taking a few cat-cows here. We'll inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the chin, creating a smile with the back for cow. Exhale, arch the back, draw the chin in towards the chest, find your cat. Inhale for cow. And exhaling for cat. Very nice. Breathing through this just a few more times here. Connecting with your breath. Connecting with your flow. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And just noticing the back of the body and the front of the body opening up and expanding. On your next inhale, shift forward back to your tabletop. As you exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Gaze comes towards the back of the room, shoulders draw down away from the ears. Start to feel the upper back nice and active. Maybe pedal through the feet, take the dog for a walk. Maybe coming up and down onto the tiptoes, stretching the feet, or maybe even letting the hips drop side to side. Whatever feels good to you, whatever feels good to your body. Very nice. And then shifting into stillness. Take a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, side out. One more breath like this. And exhale, side out. On your next inhale, we'll shift forward, find your plank, and lower to the knees. So really quick, before we go into our sun salutation variation, I just want to give you a few points on your chaturanga. So if you have a full chaturanga in your practice, you can always go ahead and take that. There's always different options for our flows here, guys. So don't think because someone's doing one thing that you have to do the same thing they are. Listen to your body, listen to what it needs. Sometimes these moves can put a lot of pressure on the wrists and the shoulders, so we just really want to be mindful of that. If you don't want to do the flow at all, you can always just come right back into child's pose or downward facing dog and omit it completely. We'll go through about 3 salutations today. So first option is we'll come into tabletop, and I'll just show you guys this really quick. So hands are underneath the shoulders, gaze is forward, pop the tailbone up just slightly, shift forward, and then hugging the elbows into the side, lowering chest and chin down towards the mat. As we inhale, we come up, find your low cobra, and then we go into downward facing dog. So that's option 1. Option 2, you can always just lower in to your push-up coming onto the ground. So my triceps are very, very weak. So chaturanga for me is a challenge. So what I like to do, if you're working up to a full chaturanga practice, these blocks are a little bit smaller. This is a good one. Perfect size. All right, so what I would do is I'll take the block, placing it underneath the chest, coming into my plank pose. Energy is shooting out through the heels. So option, you can always lower onto the knees. Don't worry about it, guys. It's okay to have your knees on the ground. We'll shift forward just slightly, hugging the elbows into the side, lowering chest down towards the block. Inhale, come up into your up dog. So pressing the tops of the feet into the ground, or you can stay in your cobra by pressing the pelvis in towards the mat, and then down dog. So if you're working up to a full chaturanga flow, the block is a great way to utilize that because we don't want to lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Now, some people will lower all the way down and then come back up, and that's fine too. But for the sake of pushing forward, use the block and don't lower all the way down onto the mat, if that makes sense. So next option, just lowering into the tricep push-up, hugging elbows in, come down, lowering all the way onto the belly, flatten the feet, rise up, very good, and then coming back. So for lowering onto the belly, we don't want to shift forward like we normally would in chaturanga. We just want to lower it out into that tricep push-up. If you want to go into your full chaturanga, again, coming into plank, shift forward slightly, hug the elbows in, and then rise up, cobra or up dog, and then coming back, downward facing dog. So whatever feels good to you in your practice, just be mindful of how the body's feeling. I'm going to probably take the modified flows because that's what feels good to me. My wrists really start to bother me if I don't. So go ahead, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. As we inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Always keeping that nice micro bend in the knees. Make sure the spine's nice and long. We're not rounding through the back. Nice long spine, not the rounding. Very good. As we inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Gaze comes forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. So we really want to find our ground here. So feet can be about hip distance apart, or toes can come together. I just want you to feel strong. I want you to feel stable. Check in with the low back. Notice if you're hyperextending, if you are, tuck the pelvis in slightly. So even though we're just standing, the core is strong and the core is active. Very good. As we inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge you with the hips, leading with the heart. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step back, find your plank. As you exhale, find your flow. Inhale, find your cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice and you haven't brought it in yet, now is a great time to really help stay focused and connected. As you inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway, find your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step back, find your plank. On your exhale, find your flow. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Start to notice the breath. Really make sure we're focusing on those inhales through the belly and out of the belly. Keeping it cool and calm and connected. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Find your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step back, find your plank. As you exhale, optional flow or downward facing dog. Very nice. Once we come into down dog, finding your breath. 2 more breaths here. Finding stillness. Finding that ground, finding that connection. On your inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. So now is the time, if you wanted to use any props, I would go ahead and grab them, having them towards the middle or the top part of your mat. We're going to come into some moon salutations. So sometimes the block's a little bit helpful for the lunging aspects of it, but just play with it, see what feels good to you, okay? All right, so we're going to start at the top of the mat. As we inhale, arms rise up, gaze follows, index finger points up. As we exhale, leaning over towards the left side, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and out. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, over to the right side, breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Last breath. As you inhale, use that core to help pull you back up to center, and then exhale, step that left leg out, coming into our goddess squat. So goddess squat, knees are in line with the big toes and stacked over the ankles. Arms are out in our goalposts. Pelvis tucks in slightly, very nice. Breathing in, and breathing out, breathing in. As we inhale, rise up, find your star pose. So toes point forward, fingertips point towards the outside edge of the room, almost like the ground is coming up to meet us. Shoulders are relaxed. And then start to pivot that left toe towards the back side of the mat and reverse your triangle here, okay? So this would be a reverse triangle, lifting up and out of that side body. And then as we exhale, we're going to shift forward, find your triangle pose. So I'm going to grab my block here, bring my block on the outside edge of the left foot, and my right arm reaches up. Left part of the chest swoops under as right part opens up and expands. With that nice lengthening through the side body, gaze can stay up or out in front. Breathing in. As we exhale, shift forward, find your pyramid pose. Shift that back foot forward. If the heel is off the mat, step it up. Feet are still on train tracks. We can go ahead and grab the block. If you have two, framing the left foot, or bringing the block on the inside edge of that left foot. Gaze comes forward to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, torso stacks over the thigh. Gaze comes towards the back of the room. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very nice. On your inhale, bring the gaze forward. Step the right leg back, lowering onto the left knee as you exhale. And inhale, arms rise up. Find your low lunge. Index fingers come together if that feels good. If you notice that back knee is on the ground, tuck the back toe under so the kneecap's not pressing directly into the mat. Very good. Shoulders are softened, pressing forward with the hips. Left hip pulls back, right hip presses forward. And then on your next breath, release the fingertips down towards the earth. Pivot that left toe forward and pivot onto that right heel for our side ninja lunge. This is what I like to call it. So you might be able to lower the glute a little bit closer down to the earth. Right now, I'd like to use a block to help bring the ground up to me, or just bring hands to heart center. Very nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. Step that right foot in, lower down your malasana pose. So we're really activating the hips, but grounding down. Breathing in and breathing out. Very nice. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, start to extend that left leg out and then shift onto that right leg side lunge. Very nice. So again, hands can stay at heart center. Woo! They don't call me the clumsy yogini for nothing. Toes point forward, knee is stacked over the ankle, and then gently lower the hands onto the earth. Pivot the toes forward, coming into your low lunge. So again, you can use the block here, or arms can rise up. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Very nice. As we exhale, lower the hands down towards the mat. Tuck the back toe under. Shift forward back to your pyramid pose. Again, feet are on train tracks. Right hip pulls back, left hip presses forward. You can grab your block here if you'd like. We're framing the foot with the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in And breathing out. On your next inhale, pivot that back foot so that right heel's in line with the left arch. Reach the left arm up, find your triangle pose. So again, I like to use the block here, placing it on the outside edge of the right leg. Helps me open up through the chest a little bit more. Right chest swoops under, left part opens up. Very nice. Breathing in and out. As you inhale, rise up. Exhale, reverse that triangle. Very good. Lifting up and out of that side body. Inhale, rise back to center. Find your star pose. Shoulders draw down away from the ears. Gaze is forward. Legs are strong and active. Breathing in. As we exhale, find your goddess pose. Core is strong. Belly tucks in. On your inhale, arms rise up, step back to the top of the mat. And exhale over to the left side. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale back to center. Use the core to help pull you up. And exhale over to the right. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. On your inhale, rise back up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment, come back to your breath. Come back to your intention. Sorry, I keep moving off the mat. My screen keeps going idle. I just want to make sure I can see the recording. Perfect. Awesome. Very nice. We'll go through one more round of our moon salutations. So again, having your block, if you need it, nearby. We'll go ahead and inhale, reach the arms up, let the gaze follow. Exhale over to the right. So arms are nice and long. You see that left hip really pressing out to the sides. We're creating that crescent moon-like shape with the body. Inhale, use the core strength to pull you back to center. Exhale, over to the left side. Again, getting nice and long to the side body. Shoulders are relaxed down away from the ears. Inhale, use the core to help pull you up. Exhale, step that right leg out. Got a squat. Very nice. Again, checking in with the lower part of the body. So notice my hips can shoot back. We want to have that tailbone pressing down towards the mat. So we're picking up, lifting up through the pelvis. If you want to, you can bring your hands on either side so you can really feel that pelvic lift. Very good. As we inhale, find your star pose. Again, shoulders are softened. Chin is in line with the earth. Or parallel, sorry. Beautiful job. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very good. On your next breath, we'll go ahead. Reverse the triangle, lifting up and out of that side body. So now, right toe is pointing forward. And the right heel is in line with the left arch. Very good. Inhale, come back to center. And then as we exhale, we're going to find our triangle. So right hand comes down towards the earth. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Very good. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Very nice. As we exhale, go ahead. Lower the hands down towards the earth. Shift forward. Find your pyramid pose. So again, right foot is forward. Left foot's back. That heel's off the mat. Step their left foot back just slightly. Very nice. Breathing in. And breathing out. Spine is long. And then we'll step that left leg back, lower onto the left knee. If that kneecap's on the ground, tuck the back toe under, shift it back just slightly. Arms rise up. Very good. Hands can stay shoulder distance, or we can interlace the fingers so index finger points up. Leaning back, opening up through the heart. Beautiful job. Exhale, release the hands down towards the earth. We're going to pivot onto that left heel as right toe starts to come forward. Coming into our side lunge. So again, we can grab our block here. Hands can come to heart center. Hips shift back. So make sure we're not shifting that knee forward. We want it back and in line with the ankle. Very good. Breathing in and breathing out. As we exhale, step that left foot in. Find your low squat. If you want to, you can always grab a block here. Place the block underneath the tailbone for that extra support. making this a little bit more restorative if that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, plant the hands back down to the earth. Start to lunge onto that left side as right toes point up. Hands come to heart center. Remember they rest on the ground of the block. Again, maybe your glutes are able to come a little bit closer to the earth. Just depends on your hip mobility here. Core is strong, legs are strong. As we exhale, shift over into our low lunge. Grounding down here, and on your inhale, arms rise up. And then index finger maybe comes together, we lean back. Feel that left hip pull back. This right hip presses forward. On your exhale, release the hands down towards the earth. Step that back toe under, shifting back to your pyramid. Again, grab your block here if you'd like it. We'll lengthen the spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. As you inhale, pivot that back foot so that left heel is in line with the right arch. Right arm rises up. Find your triangle. Very good. Again, left chest is swooping under as right chest opens up. Gaze can stay forward or up towards the sky. Just pay attention to the neck. Notice how it's feeling. Very good. As we inhale, we'll rise up. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Nice side body stretch, especially if you have any psoas pain. Very good. As we inhale, shift back to our star pose. Toes point forward. Fingertips are lengthening out to the side. And then as we exhale, shifting into our goddess pose. Very good. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. As we inhale, shift back to center. Arms rise up. And exhale over to the left side. Inhale, come back up. And exhale over to the right side. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. And taking a moment here, finding your breath. Maybe grab a sip of water here if you need it. I'm going to grab a sip. Got to stay hydrated. Hydration is key. So let's go ahead, come to the top of our mat. Come back to mountain, come back to stillness. Find your breath. Come back to your intention. And then as you inhale, we're going to take a wide-legged stance. So left foot comes out. And then I'm going to grab my block here because I'm going to want to use it probably. So hands come to the side. As we inhale, lift up, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, fold forward. Starting off by bringing the hands so the fingertips are in line with the toes. Maybe the crown of the head comes down towards the block or the ground, wherever you're at. Elbows hug together. So that nice strong base. Maybe if you have a headstand practice, you can go ahead and give that a try here. And then when you're ready, start to shift the gaze forward. Walk the hands out in front just slightly, okay? We're going to pivot onto the heels. And this might be where we're at today, okay? So we're working to come down into a straddle split here, okay? So some people might be able to get the glutes all the way onto the mat. This is where I'm at today. I've got really tight hips. But the whole point about bringing the hip aspect into this practice is to connect with that water element of the moon phase. So we're still opening up through the inner thighs here. We can use that block for support, whatever feels good to us. And then from here, start to walk the fingertips over towards the left leg. Lower right knee onto the ground. Left leg stays extended out, coming into our half split. Now, if you have a full split in your practice, you can extend that back leg out just a little bit more. Some props you can use here. You can bring a block on the inside edge of the left leg. You can frame the left leg, or even bring the block underneath the glute. I'd probably need about one more here. But I'm just going to frame that left leg with the hands. Notice my spine is long. I'm not arching forward. So we want to stay lifted up and lengthened. I'm actually going to grab this block. It'll help me stay a little bit longer in the spine. And then draw the chin in towards the chest. Breathing in and breathing out. Very good. And then when you're ready, start to bring the hands back over towards the center of the mat, starting to shift the weight over towards the right side, and then lower onto the left knee as right leg extends out. And again, if you have a full split, you can always extend that back leg just a little bit further back, readjusting as you need to. Again, we want to have that nice long spine. We don't want that rounding in the back. So I'm going to grab my block. This is a little bit of a tighter side for me. Nice long spine. And then maybe I draw the chin in towards the chest if that feels good. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Letting go. This is our fight or flight area, so releasing that tension here. And then gently start to walk the hands back towards the center. Come up onto the feet here, and then heel toe the feet a little bit closer together. Bring the palms to the mat, and then come onto the knees, so we're in the tabletop here. You're probably going to want to be on the long side of the mat. We're going to come into our frog pose. So if your mat's on a hardwood floor, and the knees come off the mat, that might not be too comfortable. So you might want to come on the wide side. Again, if you have props at home, a block, a bolster, a blanket, you can use that. You don't need it though. And then we're going to just try to bring the knees as close to the outside edges of the mat as we can. So again, I have really tight hips here, so this is about as far as I can go. We want our feet to be flexed and active. So my foot is going to look like this. So it's nice and active, nice and strong here. And then the ankle is in line with the knee here. And then lowering onto the ground. Sorry, my computer is about to go idle again. There we go. So again, bringing the knees as wide apart as we can, and then feet are flexed, actively engaged, heel is in line with the knee. I have my block right here. I'm going to lower onto the forearms and let my chest rest here. And then, actually I might move it to my third eye. That feels a lot nicer. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, sigh it out. Little modification, you could always come to the wall and do this and just bring your feet to the wall and heel toe them apart and do this on your back. Let's take 3 more breaths here. As we cool down, we become more relaxed, letting go of the tension that we're holding on to in the hips and the groin. Very good. And then when you're ready, start to walk back up, coming into a tabletop, heel toe the knees, back to hip distance. Very good. So that's a pretty deep stretch. We just did a lot of deep hip openers right there with the splits and the frog. So don't worry about how close you can get to the ground. You saw me. I can't even get all the way down. But it feels nice to open up these areas and expand. And the more that we work on this, the closer we'll get to touching the earth. And even if we don't, who cares? Just listen to your body. Maybe it's just something that's going to work, and sometimes it's not. It's okay. All right, let's go ahead and tuck the toes under here in our tabletop. Come into down dog. Gaze is towards the back of the room. As you inhale, lift that right leg off the mat. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right knee to the nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Hold here. Squeeze the core. Nice and long. If you want to, you can extend that right foot out. Flip over, find wild thing. Very good. As you exhale, lower that left hand down. Right leg extends back up. 3-legged dog. Breathing in. And then exhale, right knee to right wrist. Right foot to left wrist. Left leg extends back. Find your pigeon. To begin, we'll inhale, lengthen to the crown of the head. And then exhale, starting to fold forward. If you want to, again, you can grab that block, bringing it underneath the third eye. Or you can place the block or a blanket underneath the glute if the glute's not touching the ground. So whatever feels good to you. Softening the jaw, letting the tongue rest on the roof of the mouth. Releasing any clenching. Releasing any tension in the body. Letting go. Take a nice breath in. And then as you exhale, sigh it out. And then one more breath here. And then when you're ready, if you have any props, gently just scooch them out of the way. Press into the hands, tuck the back toe under, step that right leg back, three-legged dog. Gently ground down, downward facing dog. Find your roots before we go into our movement. Take a cleansing breath if you need to. And then from here, we'll go ahead and reach that left leg off the mat. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Hold here, squeeze, or option to extend that left leg out to the right side. As right arm comes up, find wild thing, or fallen triangle, whatever variation you want to call it. And then gently plant the hands back down, step that left leg back up, three-legged dog. And then exhale, left knee to left elbow, left foot to right wrist. Right leg extends back. Pressing through the hands to lengthen through the crown at first. And then exhale, fold forward. Again, any props here that feel good, feel free to grab them. Take a nice breath in. As we exhale, sigh out. So when we open up the hips, we're creating space in the body. So we're creating space for the good things we want to put in. So our new actions, our new goals, the new plans that we want to see achieve in the next 12 months here with this Aries new moon. So letting go of the crap that we don't want, that's going to hold us back because we're going to charge forward. We're going to make our goals happen. When you're ready, press up through the hands, come onto that left glute, extend the legs out in front, reach behind the thighs, and then gently roll back, and then hug the knees into the chest, maybe rock side to side here if that feels good. And then gently ground down through the feet, so feet are hip distance. Hands can come out to the T or to a cactus or extend out behind, whatever feels good to you. We're going to cross that right ankle over the left thigh into a figure four. As we exhale, twisting over to the left. So left knee and right foot come over towards the left side. Maybe the foot hovers, maybe it touches the ground. Gaze stays upward towards the right shoulder. So this twist, instead of a traditional supine, is going to help us stretch the back and the hips. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, sigh it out. Tuck that navel in towards the spine. Use the core to come back to center. And as you exhale, reverse the twist. So the left knee and the right knee come down towards the right side. Gaze stays upward towards the left shoulder. Just noticing this different sensation here, how it feels. And then, again, use that core to help pull you back to that midline. Gently release that right foot down towards the mat. And then cross that left ankle over the right thigh, figure four. On your exhale, right knee and left foot come over towards the right side. Gaze stays upward towards the left shoulder. And just checking in, notice how this side feels compared to the right. Taking a nice breath in, sigh it out, settling into the twist. And then use that core to help pull you back up. And exhale, reverse the twist by dropping the knees over towards the left side. Gaze can stay upward towards the right shoulder. Very good. Coming back to center. Go ahead, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself one last little squeeze here. And then when you're ready, extend the legs out in front. Arms come out to the side. If you have any props at home that you want to use for Shavasana, go ahead, grab those props. And we'll take a nice breath in here. And exhale, sigh it out. Release the count of the breath. Release the flow of the breath. Let everything come in and out of the body naturally as it should. Feel the back of the body come up to support you. Feel the jaw soften as the tongue rests on the roof of the mouth. Feel the eyes soften and the gaze start to close. Palms can face up to receive energy or face down to stay grounded. And just take the next few minutes as the body settles in its final resting pose. When you're ready, gently start to allow small movement back into the body. Gently wiggling the toes, maybe opening and closing the hands. Maybe reaching the arms behind and the feet out in front, just like it's the first stretch of the day. And then as you exhale, gently rolling over onto your right side, taking a moment here in your fetal position, reconnecting with any intentions that you set for your practice today. And then pressing up through the hands, coming back to a seat. Before we end our practice today, we're going to do some pranayama. So if you do have anything that you want to sit on, I'm going to grab my block right here. So we're going to do our alternate nostril breathing. So the alternate nostril breathing is a great way to bring balance into both hemispheres of the brain. So today we worked a lot with the masculine energy of Aries, but also that cool lunar aspect, feminine energy of the moon cycle. So this alternate nostril breathing is a great way to kind of finish our practice here today. The right side is more of our masculine and the left side is more the feminine. So if you notice the right side's feeling a little bit more open, that's pretty normal for this time of the day because we're in that afternoon area. But the goal here is to always bring balance. So sometimes throughout the middle of the day, we start to feel lethargic, we're getting tired, and then that left side starts to open up a little bit more than the right. So doing this alternate nostril breathing helps to bring balance into both hemispheres of the brain. And again, you might even notice too, in the morning when you first wake up, the left side's more open, and then at nighttime, the left side's also more open because you're just waking up or you're just winding down, or vice versa. Maybe you can't go to sleep. The right side's too open up. You have too much of that masculine sun energy. So this alternate nostril breathing is a great way to bring us down and find that grounding and calming in the body. So we're going to take our peace fingers here. Option to bring the peace fingers down and just let them hang like this. I don't like how this feels, so I like to put them on my third eye. We're going to take the thumb, place it over the right nostril, inhale through the left, use the ring finger to hold and retain, and then exhale through the right. So before we start, let's just take a regular breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Peace fingers either come down towards the wrist or they rest on the third eye. As you inhale, go ahead, plug the left nostril down with the ring finger, inhaling through the right nostril. Hold and retain by plugging both nostrils with that right thumb. Exhale, release the left nostril. Inhale. Retain by closing the nostril off. And then exhale through the right, releasing the thumb. Inhale through the right. Hold and retain. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold and retain. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Hold and retain. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold and retain. Exhale through the right. Let's do one more round. Inhale through the right. Hold and retain. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold and retain. And then exhale completely. Taking a moment, come back to your breath. Keeping the eyes closed, bring hands to heart center. Again, coming back to any intentions that you set for your practice today. Coming back to that Aries energy. I embrace all that I am. I have the courage to follow my dreams and the desires. I listen to the guidance of my heart. I open to the beginnings that are flowing to me. I trust in the unfolding, and I am supported fully by the universe. We'll end our practice today how we began with 3 ohms. We'll start by taking a cleansing breath in and sigh it out. Next breath for Om. Om. Bringing our hands to our third eye. Namaste means the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So to you all I say, namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me for this new moon Aries flow. If you have any questions or comments, again, please write them below. Again, also like and subscribe to our pages. It's going to be the Clumsy Yogini and then Pamela Quinn for the Elemental Om Studios. And if you're interested in learning more about astrology, like I said, head over to Jennifer Barish's YouTube page, Seeing Stars Astrology. She's got a lot of great content. And then again, in the description, I'll have a few links for you. The donation link if you feel inclined to donate, as well as links to the resources I use. So if you're interested in learning more about the moon cycles, some great books and oracle cards that you can do to play with that as well. So anyway, everyone have a great rest of your day. Namaste, and I will see you all on the next video. Might have just a little bit more of me here because my screen went idle again. All right, there we go. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.